Go na, pwede na.
Good day, sir. We are Group 6 with 4 members. Introducing I, Dr. Jana Maribin, together with my group mates Romulo Charles P., Santiago Zarina S., and Dixon Kit D. So we are here to introduce to you our case study entitled An Empirical Assessment of Travel Demand Patterns and Traffic Impacts along Gente de Leon Arterial Corridor. So our study will tackle about travel behavior using 4 steps of travel demand forecasting in Barangay Gente de Leon in Valenzuela City. So the purpose of our study is to investigate how traffic conditions changes in relation to travel behaviors of people at the area of our study. So our study will be divided into 6 zones. The zone 1 is the Urrutia Avenue, which is a residential area, Gente de Leon Elementary School, an institutional area, 3S Center, also an institutional area, Go Gente Central, commercial area, Robinson's Market, commercial area, and Our Lady of Lourdes, an institutional area. So to further discuss our study, we provided a questionnaire survey using Google Forms to get the trip information of individuals who travel along the Barangay Gente de Leon. Next.
For trip generation, we analyzed the profile of our 32 survey respondents para makita natin kung sino ba talaga yung madalas na bumibiyahe dito. First, when it comes to occupation, the vast majority, around 65.6%, are actually students, tapos followed by employed individuals at 28.1%. Second, regarding household size, most of our respondents live in mid to large families, around 62.5%. Sa kanila is residing in households of 4 to 6 people. And third, pagdating sa vehicle ownership, motorcycles are the most dominant mode of transport at 53.1%. But interestingly, around 31.3% don't own any personal vehicle, while 28.1% rely on bikes or e-bikes. Basically, this tells us na a huge part of the population is highly dependent on public transport, so their travel frequency is strictly limited non-transit availability. Next, using our cross-classification analysis, we mapped out the origins and destinations, or what we call trip production and trip attraction. For trip production, meaning kung saan nagsisimula yung biyahe, Lorex Avenue generated the highest volume with 18 trips. Normal naman ito because of its high residential density. We also recorded 6 outbound trips coming from One Mall, Valenzuela. On the other hand, for trip attraction, or yung mga naging destination, Robinson's Market led the numbers with 13 trips, tapos closely followed by Go Gente Central with 10 trips. These areas act as the main activity hubs kasi pinagsasama nila yung key commercial spots habang sobrang lapit din sa mga schools like Our Lady of Lourdes College and Gente de Leon Elementary School. Now that we know kung nasan yung mga hotspot, let's proceed to trip distribution.
So the next step for the travel demand forecasting is the trip distribution. So ito yung summary ng travel time in minutes ng mga respondents namin sa iba't ibang origin destination. So para makarating kami sa final na origin destination matrix, gumamit kami ng gravity model formula na nakikita niyo sa taas. And then also, gumamit din kami ng adjustment formula para makarating sa second iteration na nakikita niyo po sa table. So from the result, na-identify namin na ang pinakamataas na nabuong origin destination is from Lorex Avenue to Go Gently Central. So this will indicate na yung mga zones na may higher economic activities like Go Gently, a commercial zone, is may mas mataas na tendency na mag-attract ng mas maraming individuals. Next.
So after nung next is modal choice. So may dalawang type ng modal transportation, which is yung una is private transport. So basically, yung mga vehicles na under dito is cars, motorcycles, etc. So sa public transport naman is jeepneys and tricycle. Next. So based sa nag-gather namin data, ito yung lumabas sa travel time in public response and private response. So dito nakuha namin yung travel time, travel cost, and waiting time. Next. So gumamit kami ng weighted value, which is yung formula nun is summation of F, which is yung response times X, which is the average value over N, which is yung number ng respondents. So next. And next pala. Pabalik. So gumamit rin pala kami ng to determine the preferred mode of transportation. Gumamit kami ng logit model, which is yung formula nun is U sub M is equal to beta sub O plus beta sub 1 x sub 1 plus beta sub n x sub n. So yung beta is equal to coefficient value for attribute, yung n is yung number of attributes, and yung x is yung attribute value. So next. Next po.
So, next natin is yung traffic assignment. So, sa traffic assignment, ito yung nilist natin na major roads and connection. So, sa major roads, yung major roads natin is yung Gente de Leon Road, and nag-serve siya bilang primary east-west arterial road connecting yung communities natin sa major destinations. And yung main road naman natin is connected siya sa several secondary roads tulad ng De Los Reyes Roads na nagko-connect sa bandang western residential areas, Santolan Road which provide access to northern communities, and Diam Street na nagsisilbing secondary access papunta sa main road. Next. So sa assignment method naman, sa assignment method, ginamit natin na method is yung all or nothing traffic assignment method. So dito, malalaman natin yung trips or vehicles na assigned sa shortest and fastest available route in the road network. For example, dyan sa table, sa link na 8 to 3, may 3 trips at 8 minutes na travel time. Kaya ang total ay 24 vehicle per minute. Sa 84 naman, may 5 trips at 10-minute travel time. Kaya naging 50 vehicle per minute. So this means that the higher the number of trips and travel time, mas greater yung traffic load on that road link. Next. So sa traffic volume per link naman. So ito lang yung summation ng mga traffic volume per zone or per link. Next. Next na tanong is yung which road carry the most traffic. So, according sa analysis, yung links A4, A5, and B5 yung may highest traffic volumes in the network. So, yung A4 carries the highest number of trips with total of 5 trips, while A5 and B5 each carry 4 trips. So, ibig sabihin nito, these roads are the most preferred routes ng mga motorists natin. Nasabi ko na kanina because sila yung pinaka-efficient or shortest available paths papunta sa destination areas. Next po. Ay, wait lang, balik ko. Next, yung congestion naman. So, based sa result din ulit, yung congestion is expected siya along links A4, A5, B5, and A3. So, ayun din sa kanina. Ibig sabihin, mas maraming sasakyan ang gumagamit ng mga links na to or daan dahil siya yung pangunahing daan ng connecting sa origins and destination. Next. So, alternative routes. So, may iba't ibang alternative routes na makatulong para mabawasan yung traffic congestion sa kahabaan ng GNP. Bukod sa main road, may mga secondary roads tulad ng nabanggit kanina na roads, yung Race Road, Santolan Road, at GM, na nagbibigay additional access papunta sa iba't ibang zone. Next. So, conclusion. So, overall, the study, it shows that traffic demand along Gente de Leon Road is mainly influenced by commercial, institutional, and residential activities within the area. So, the results identified the major routes, congestion-prone links, and preferred mode of transportation ng mga commuters. And it also highlighted the importance of alternative routes such as De Los Reyes Road, Santolan Road, and DM Street in helping distribute traffic flow. So sa kabuuan, pinapakita ng study na mahalagang proper traffic management, road planning, at efficient public transportation para mabawasan ang congestion. Next.
So for the recommendations, para masolve yung mga bottlenecks, we came out with targeted engineering and policy interventions. First, immediate road and traffic upgrades must be prioritized doon sa segments A to 3, A to 4, A to 5, and B to 5. Kasi dito talaga yung bulto ng volume ng mga sasakyan. Second, local authorities really need to strictly enforce anti-illegal parking laws. Kailangan nating matanggal yung mga roadside obstructions to maximize our effective lane width. Third, para naman ma-relieve yung massive 516 vehicle minutes of delay na na-observe sa network natin, we recommend optimizing the signal timings of the traffic lights, lalo na doon sa critical converging nodes sa zones 4 and 5. Furthermore, since a huge percentage of commuters rely on public transport, we recommend constructing off-street loading bays near zones 3, 5, and 6 para naman hindi nagbablock yung mga PUVs sa active lanes, and to minimize the 6.67-minute commuter waiting time, dapat ayusin din ng transit operators yung dispatch schedules nila. For environmental management, we suggest a long-term engineering solution, converting the existing open ditches into high-capacity concrete drainage pipes. Sobrang crucial nito para maiwasan yung seasonal flooding na siyang malaking rason kung ba't nadedelay yung trapiko. When it comes to schools, since 65.6% of our road users are students, the nearby institutions like Gente de Leon Elementary and Our Lady of Lourdes College should implement staggered dismissal times para hindi sabay-sabay at mag-spike yung traffic tuwing rush hour. And lastly, for future researchers, we highly advise using microscopic traffic simulation software like VisSim or AIMSON para mas ma-model at ma-analyze na maayos yung mixed traffic behavior between motorcycles and PVUVs sa area.